catalyst games of E3, Battlefield Hardline in. That's an impressive setup you guys have got going. A little bit prog of this game, yeah?
Yeah, we're very excited about this. We've been looking forward to this day for a long time.
Do you guys feel a bit of a shame that things leaked out beforehand? Because that would have made such an impact at the conference the other day.
Well, we had some surprises still in store, so I'm not too worried about that. I mean, I'm a gamer too. I love to find out things. Yeah, every once in a while there's something where I'm like, man, I wish that was the version that was more done that got out. But for the most part, hey man, it's all good now. And we are taking a real approach where we really want people to check stuff out. I think we've all been kind of burned by sexy trailers before, and we'll make some sexy trailers. But I mean, if right now people can download and play it on the PS4 and on the PC and then check out the beta and see what we're all about.
I was going to say, how do you guys feel breaking the PSN servers yesterday?
Well, it's sort of a good news, bad news situation. We want as many people to play the game as possible, so it's a little too bad. At the same time, the demand is flattering when we're working at it, and that's part of why you do a beta, right? This isn't just the demo. This is for us to be able to get people's feedback, get the reactions, stress the servers, do the whole thing. So when we're launching this fall, it's a tight, flawless launch.
Well, talk us through. The demo people are playing here, and the demo people are the beta the people can play at home. Same thing. So what are people seeing?
Well, what they're seeing, hopefully, is a whole new flavor of Battlefield that delivers the Battlefield experience that people are going to expect. Like, the pillars are there, like it is a Battlefield game, but it feels different. It has a different pace, different gear, different gadgets, different roles, and a whole different fantasy experience.
But the game mode people are playing is heists, is that correct?
That's right. Well, we have both Heist and Blood Money available right now. And so I don't know which one they're playing right at this moment. I believe that's Heist. But yeah, that's...
You go into a bit of detail about what each of those modes have. What's the gameplay?
So Heist is classic cops and robbers, just what you'd expect. The bad guys are all trying to get to open up this vault. So that's a more tactical, where one side is setting up some defense and the other side is getting there trying to attack. And then once they breach it, they have to get the stuff out to where their escape points are. Blood Money really plays into all the variety of the Battlefield offers, from high-speed vehicles to air to all kinds of stuff, because in that case, something has happened, like a bank car crashed, and now there's money everywhere, and both sides are trying to grab it. What makes Blood Money so interesting is that there's no place secure to take it to. So both sides are trying to take it to their base, but it's still vulnerable there. So you really get good back and forth where one team can almost win and then the other team manages to get an end around, and then like one group is trying to get the last bit so they're going to win and they sort of take a whole route to get there, and you end up with some great like cops and robbers, car chases and stuff like that.
With those modes, obviously you're looking at it through the filter of cops and robbers, like you said, criminals versus cops. But is there an aspect of that, or maybe there's multiplayer modes we haven't seen yet, where you'll try a little bit different, a little bit sweeten it because of that particular theme? With these modes, they're very traditional Battlefield sort of style, Battlefield file. Is that just because so people can get in to know it's the familiar?
I think a little bit. I mean, part of what we know people are going to think, right, when they first get a load of what we're doing here, they're going to go, okay, all right, EA, you had your bank robbery game, and then you put Battlefield on the box because you think you're going to sell more or something like that. But it's a Battlefield game first. So what we want to do is, yes, as we're coming out right now, we're showing people some stuff that to make sure they understand that we're going to deliver that kind of level of Battlefield stuff. But we've got more surprises in store, and yes, I think when you're developing game modes, you really want to think about, like, you don't want to do 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 of the same thing. You want to do, okay, well, we've got that type of experience. How about something more tactical? How about something more specific? How about something that's really specific about the fiction? And how about one that's just like, you know what, guys, go crazy. So over the course of this project, we've developed, I don't know, dozens of game modes that we've either tried and dropped out or combined or done whatever. So we're still in that process, and I think there's some exciting stuff coming.
Now, obviously, the big thing is it's a collaboration, a collaboration between two studios, really. How's the balance working out? I mean, how are you guys collaborating on, like, say, multiplayer? How does that work? Is it one studio suggesting things, another studio implements? How does it work?
Well, this is an idea that's been around DICE for a long time. And when we started talking to them about, hey, would you let us do a Battlefield game? But, I don't know, we were kind of thinking not military. They already had a pitch like this, and we had a pitch like that, and we put them together. So we've been working together since the beginning, but it's not like we're doing the single player and they're doing the multiplayer and there's like this fence between or anything like that. They've had a few artists and designers and engineers that wanted to do something on this project. We were like, sweet, yeah, come on over. And we've over the time have been helping out a little bit with Battlefield 3 and 4. We did the endgame expansion pack and stuff like that to kind of get up to speed and make sure we knew what we were doing. But so it's more organic than that. They are sort of pitching in, and we've been pitching in on their stuff, but we're leading on this from the beginning.
Despite the leak, this has come out of nowhere, really. And you guys have got a concrete release date of October 21st. How are you guys feeling about getting that done?
Well, games are bigger than ever and the standards are higher than ever, so it's not like there's a lot of free time at the studio right now, I'll give you that. But I think hopefully people can download the beta right now and see that we're in pretty good shape. Like, there's a real game there. There's something, you can see already what this thing could be. So we're pretty confident in the potential, no doubt. And I think if people look at the history of Visceral and the kind of polished games that we deliver, we know how to close it out strong. So I'm pretty confident.
And can you sort of touch upon, we can't remember saying in the demo, but can you touch upon any of the sort of how the like skill sets and stuff like that, weapon sets, I mean, how's that going to pan out in Hardline?
Well, we got all kinds of stuff. I think we came at it from two sides. There is what would be cool for Battlefield, riot shields, grappling hooks, zip lines. Some of that is just stuff we thought would be cool. Some of it has actually been in Battlefield before, like long ago or something like that. So that's just stuff that's great for this set of stuff. But then there's other things that are more like, what really fits this fantasy? What would be awesome? What are some that aren't necessarily military weapons? So when you get like tasers, come on, everybody wants to tase somebody. Sawed-off shotguns, that kind of stuff. I think there's a lot of opportunity here to do some really cool things.
And with the demo, the presentation we saw, there was wholesale destruction on the city. We saw downing a bridge to use that as a ramp to get above. Yep. We saw a crane hit a building. I mean, is that sort of wholesale destruction the Battlefield's known for? How does that play out in Hardline?
Well, it's now, I mean, one of the things I think that is key to the Battlefield franchise is destruction. And not just pretty thing goes boom, but destruction that is player activated and tactically important. That it feels like it changes the map, it changes stuff. So there is everything from tiny little things that you can do, and the dynamic bullet destruction where new paths can be opened up and walls can be chipped away and all that kind of stuff can happen, all the way up to giant cranes that fall down, tear the heart out of a whole building and create new pathways between important locations. And we design destruction into every map from the first moment.
What's the plan for you guys for the immediate future? You come out of E3, is it basically just absorbing feedback from the beta and trying to factor that in? What are you guys doing over the next 2 months?
Well, a lot of work. Yes, I mean, obviously we've got a whole rest of the game to finish, and it's a really ambitious game, so we have a lot of work to do there. But one of the reasons we really wanted to do this with the open beta and having people just play the hell out of it at this show, not just, show some trailers, is to really get people's feedback, not just, they can respond online, we're watching all the forums, we're going to get telemetry, we're going to get a ton of bug reports, we're going to get all that kind of stuff, so this is the tightest Battlefield ever.
And it's entering a rather busy period, release-wise. How are you guys feeling stacking up against the competition?
Well, there's a lot of good games out there. I think, though, that this has a real good place in that pantheon of stuff. I think you see a lot of games out there that are undoubtedly high quality, and as a gamer, I'm excited for all those too. But I think when you look at the kind of accessibility and feature set and depth and that ability to just sort of jump in there and play, I think we got a real good shot.
All right, talked about multiplayer. Single player, however, what's going on with that?
Well, at Visceral, we're pretty passionate about single player, and we've got some plans there. We knew that people would know that from the Dead Space games and the stuff we've done before, and have some questions about the multiplayer and what's that going to be like, and how that's why we're really going full out with multiplayer right now. But we got some plans on the single player for sure. I think when you look at a lot of this stuff, I think people are thirsting for something that has more choice in it, that is a little more open, that has not just a linear roller coaster with no replay value, and also something where some of the action and possibility of multiplayer comes into the single player more. We've all had that experience in some of these games where you play the single player for a few weeks, and then when you're done, you get to the multiplayer and you're like, I haven't really learned anything about how to do this, and it acts like I haven't played the single player at all. So I think there's some things in store for everybody there that they're going to appreciate.
I want to say that, I mean, Sledgehammer Games have said the same thing about Call of Duty, about diversifying the traditional corridor shooter that people are used to now over the last 10 years. and you guys are sort of touching upon it. Like, is it an idea of going, right, we have to completely separate ourselves from that and try something wholly new, or is it just trying to make incremental changes to at least make it feel fresh?
It's like, it's both of those things. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a really cool, more linear sequence that really delivers emotionally. But you can't just do that for hours. You just feel like you're not even really participating, right? And I think there's some real opportunities here with this is a police game, not just like a super soldier shoot everybody game. So think about what a police person does, right? It's not just, hey, shoot all the time. So there's aspects of stealth, a lot of aspects of choice, non-lethal takedowns, staking out, having bad guys where you actually talk to each other a little bit. And it's all about that being more tactical and cagey about it, I think, than just, shoot, 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 shoot. And I think there's a lot of potential there.
You're saying about like Dead Space and stuff, it is very focused on a small set, small cast of characters. Are you guys taking that sort of same approach with Hardline?
No. No, I mean, the short version is no. There are big open, I mean, this multiplayer map is all of downtown Los Angeles from the parking garage to the top of the buildings, right? So that's a big deal. And on single player, we've got some pretty good scope too.
Yeah, with the single player campaign, is it just cop focused, or is it sort of switching sides? How's it working out?
Well, without giving too much away, spoiler alert, this is a game about what I think is cool is the gray. Cops who maybe aren't all good, criminals who aren't all bad, and the gray area in between. So this is a game where you'll experience both sides.
Listen, thank you very much indeed for taking the time to talk to us. Have a great evening.
Thank you, you too. Bye, everybody.